Yo, I'm back. As you see, I'm here by myself today. My brother, girlfriend had a death in the family, so they had to go handle that, with the funeral and everything. Send my condolences to her brother. I didn't really know him, but hey, I heard from what I heard he was a good guy. You know what I mean? But I hate seeing anybody die. So my condolences go to her and her family, and my brother, he'll be back next week. So for episode 15, I'm still shocking that we still got this going, but I told him about it. Hey, we gotta keep it. You know what I mean? We gotta keep it going. We can't stop. You know what I mean? I don't know he couldn't be here, so I said I had to keep it going. So I'm here by myself. But if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, share, like, comment, all that. Tell a friend, tell your auntie, your cousin, your uncle, your brother, daddy, whoever. You know what I mean? We're trying to make this a movement, so you know what I'm saying? We can't make it a movement if we don't have y'all support. So please, you know what I mean, make sure you hit the subscribe button for us. But the first topic, of course, is like always, the COVID-19 cases in the NFL and college football. With the NFL, haven't been too many cases this week, but even though it still was some games that got switched around, like the Cowboys and Ravens game last week. They moved it from I think it was supposed to be the Monday night game. They changed it to a Tuesday night game, and then the 49ers, they can't really play home games now, so they got to play their home games in Arizona, which is crazy because who don't want to play at home, even if they ain't no fans, you know what I'm saying? But the 49ers have to play it with at Arizona Stadium. It shouldn't be a conflict because I think they already worked that out. And with the college football, I think Boise State and UNLV, they canceled their game this weekend, and Michigan and Maryland canceled their game as well. So, I mean, like I said, with the COVID-19 cases, it's going to continue to come. You know what I mean? Games going to get canceled. And then if you look at it on the college football side, it's hurting certain teams' playoff chances because it's just like Ohio State. I mean, they saying that Michigan and Ohio State game may be canceled as well. So that could be big for Ohio State because they in the ranking right there in their top 4. So it could hurt their chances of really playing in the playoff. So I mean, like I said, it's really interesting. I mean, it's gonna get worse because like I said, it's flu season. So it's gonna be interesting to keep getting updates from each league or each sport and see what's going on. But I just know with the NFL and college football, it's kind of on a fast pace as far as a lot of players are starting, or even coaches starting to catch the COVID-19. But just wear your mask. I mean, if you are going to these games and stuff like that, please wear your mask. If you a family member or a friend of some of these players, please wear your mask when you're around them. Because at the end of the day, we want to keep everybody safe so we can, get things back rolling to normal again. And also, like I said, I think I said Minnesota's coach. I want to say Minnesota and Minnesota had a few players. I think it was might have been like 8, maybe 10 that caught COVID-19, and then Texas Tech players, or coach caught COVID-19. So, like I said, man, it's getting crazy out here. But overall, like I say, just wear your mask if you know these people, or you going to these games, even high school games. Just please wear your mask. Protect these players, because at the end of the day, and protect yourself. Because like I said, we're trying to get back to normal. You know what I mean? But on to the next topic. I'm gonna be talking about the college football playoff. Just the top 4 teams, which is Alabama, Notre Dame, Clemson, and Ohio State and Clemson. Well, no, I had it right. My bad, y'all. But it was Alabama, Clemson. Alabama, Notre Dame, Clemson, and Ohio State. Of course, Alabama, they play LSU this weekend. which I don't see them losing to LSU because LSU just distraught right now. You know what I mean? They're losing players. You know, they're not playing like they were last year. Even though I didn't expect them to anyway because they lost too many of their coaching staff and most of their players went to the league. So I wasn't expecting them to be a top 2 team, but I thought they would still at least be decent. You know what I mean? But they're not gonna stand a chance with Alabama this weekend. And then Notre Dame, they play. Let me see. Yeah, Notre Dame, they play Syracuse. This should be an easy win for them. I mean, Syracuse don't have any. I don't even think they won a game this year. If they did, one no more than maybe 2. But this should be an easy game for Notre Dame. So I expect them to, you know, to still be 1-2 come next week or next Tuesday. And then with Clemson, they play Virginia Tech. Now this may be a good game because Virginia Tech is a good game and a good team in the ACC, but it's gonna be interesting to see, you know, how they defense play against this high-powered Clemson offense. So to me, I think it's gonna be a good game, but I still think Clemson will pull it out in a close one. And then Ohio State, they play Michigan State, which I think this should be an easy game for Ohio State, even though they struggled against Indiana, and Michigan State's kind of like Indiana a little bit so far as they can play defense here and there, and then, you know, they get turnovers and stuff like that. Offense usually put points on the board. So I still think Ohio State go win the game. So like I said, even with Clemson and Ohio State, I still think them to be in the same spot where they may switch. So I mean, Clemson might drop to 4, Ohio State might go to 3. So I think even though I just think the top 4 still gonna be the top 4. But then we got 5 and 6, which is the 2 teams outside looking to get in. Got Texas A&M playing Auburn, which I think it's gonna be a close game. Because both teams are good teams. It's just Auburn, they just haven't been clicking at all this year. So I still think they're gonna give it a game, but I think Texas A&M may pull it out by 3. Because I mean, Jimbo Fisher got the boys playing. I hate he left my boys because I feel like we still would have been at least in contention, you know, if he still was there. But you know what happened or whatever. But like I said, I think Texas A&M go eventually win that game by 3. And then you got Florida versus Tennessee, which is I think could possibly be a good game. Florida, you know, they high-powered on offense, but defense is not as solid as it should be. And then, Tennessee, they having an up and down year like they did last year. So I mean, I think they go put in a fight, but in the day, I think Florida go win too. So I think, you know, just the top 6 period is gonna stay the same. You know what I mean? So, but I mean, it's gonna be, like I said, a couple of those games gonna be interesting to see. You know, what happens. You know what I mean? Like I said, the Clemson game and also the Florida game. So we're gonna see. For the next topic, which is our weekly NFL predictions. Now we up to week 13. This season just rolling on. You know what I mean? So we gonna keep bringing them to you. The first game, which is we got the Colts and the Texans. Now, the Colts got blasted last week by Tennessee. I really wasn't expecting that because of the way they played them the first time they played them. But they got blowed out. So right now I'm quite sure they're looking to bounce back. And then the Texans, they've been playing good the last 2 weeks. So, you know, I expect them to still be fighting, even though they're not playing for a playoff spot or anything. So to them, they ain't got nothing to lose. So they go bring out every play that they got in the playbook, you know what I mean, just to try to get a win. But with this one, I think I'm gonna take the Colts. I think, you know, they, like I said, they desperate before they win. They still trying to get that playoff spot. So I'm gonna take the Colts by a touchdown. The next game, we got my boys, the Falcons, going against the Saints, which is another rivalry game. You know what I mean? The Falcons, they played real good last week against the Raiders. I didn't expect it because I really thought we was gonna lose, but I mean, hey, we played good. I mean, I feel like if we can keep that up, we still can fight for a spot, even though it looked like a long shot to get a spot in the playoffs. But if we keep it up, we can still try to get in there. And then of course the Saints, they just came out for a 31-3 win against the Broncos, which I don't really count that as a real solid win because the Broncos didn't have a quarterback. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like they had to change up their whole offensive scheme just for a quarterback that really was a receiver. So, and this one is gonna be close. And we at home, so I'm gonna take my boys in this one. But I think it's gonna be by at least a touchdown or a field goal this time. I don't expect us to just keep running with Hill like they did the first time. So I'm gonna go with the Falcons by a touchdown or a field goal. The next game, we got is the Rams and the Cardinals, which is another division rival game, which should be a good game. The Rams lost last week to the 49ers after taking the lead. They blew it, you know what I mean? And then with the Cardinals, they lost to Patriots last week, which I was shocked by that because I thought the Cardinals was going to win. But with the Rams defense, I think, they go take this win because they looking to bounce back. They feel like, they're a top team in NFC, so I don't know way you can feel that way if you bounce back the next week after a loss and get the W. So I'm going to take the Rams. I'm going to say by at least by 14. Our next game, we got the Bengals and the Dolphins. Bengals, they fought last week against the Giants. I give them that, even though both teams was kind of equal. But they playing against a much tougher opponent this week, so it's gonna be hard to. I can't say I guess, but I know for sure it's gonna be hard for them to move the ball against this Dolphins defense because the Dolphins didn't been playing good all year this year. So, and then the Dolphins they just came off a solid win last week. So I expect them to keep going with this one and take the W. I think they're gonna win at least by 10 or 17 points because once the Bengals lost Joe Burrow, to me that was their season because in the day, sure, even though they was losing, they still was in the games because of Joe Burrow. But now they ain't got them. It's kind of like they're not gonna be able to contend at all with these tough teams. So like I said, I take the Dolphins by 10 or 17 points. The next game, we got the Browns and the Titans. This gonna be a good classic, hard-nosed game because both of them like to run the ball, feed their running backs, use the clock, play hard-nosed defense. So this is gonna be a real tough game. But overall, I'm gonna take the Titans just for the simple fact, I think their offense clicked a little more than the Browns. Don't get me wrong, Baker Mayfield been playing all right this year, but he still ain't where they think he should be in his third year. So I'm gonna take the Titans at least by 10 points. Like I said, it's gonna be hard nosed. So I can see both running backs getting their yard, scoring touchdowns, but I think it's gonna be a close one. And I'm gonna take the Titans by 10 points. In this game, we got the Jaguars versus the Vikings. Both teams, well, the Jags, of course, is not nowhere near, a good team. You know what I mean? Like, they basically got a lot of injuries and, even though I can say a couple of games this year, they've been fighting. I can't give them that because they fought against the Packers a couple of weeks ago. So. And they fought against the Browns last week. You know what I mean? They made it a tough game for the Browns, but the Browns ended up cruising out. But I just don't see them sticking with the Vikings. The Vikings, they bounced back last week after losing to the Cowboys, even though they almost lost the game to the Panthers. But, they pulled it out with the W. So I expect, Dalvin Cook, Thielen, Jefferson, to get their numbers today, against this Jags defense. Because, like I said, the Jags defense is not really good at all. They just sometimes have a good scheme against some solid quarterbacks. That's all. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna take the Vikings, and I'm gonna take the Vikings by at least 17 in this one. And next game we got the Lions and the Bears. Another division rival game. So it should be a good one. The Bears looking to try to bounce back. I think they can blow it out. Well, really they're on a 5-game losing streak since starting I think 5-1 or 5-2, one of those. But they looking for a win. So and they at home, so I expect them to play hard. And then with the Lions, they I want to say they lost. I want to say they lost. Yeah, they lost at home to the Texans. So they looking to try to bounce back as well, even though they lost their coach, which I think was a good decision because he ain't did nothing at all. And I feel like they should never fired Jim Caldwell. He did better than what he was doing, but that's another story. But in this one, I'm gonna take um, the Bears. Like I said, they at home. I think the defense gonna be more hungry and get the turnovers for the offense. And offense gonna be able to put points on the board. So I'm saying they gonna win by 10 points. I think, like I said, since the division rival game is gonna be close. So I'm gonna say by 10 points. And then the next game we got the Raiders and the Jets. And with this one, there's not really no explanation. You know what I mean? Who else to go with? The Raiders. You know what I mean? Like I said, my boys beat the mess out of the Raiders, but the Raiders are still a solid team. You know what I mean? They way better than the Jets, so I just don't see the Raiders lose to the Jets. They lose to the Jets, they don't deserve to be in the playoffs. So I'm taking the Raiders at least by 17. The next game we got the Giants and the Seahawks. Um, this should be an easy one for the Seahawks, but the Giants been fighting in every game really, and they fighting for the division. So, which is ironic when they got a losing record, but hey, they still fighting for the division. So I think it's gonna be a good game. And then also sometimes a few games this season, the Seahawks have struggled against these lesser teams. So it's gonna be interesting to see how they come out. But I'm still gonna take the Seahawks in this one. I'm gonna take the Seahawks at least by 14. Um, the next game we got the Eagles and the Packers. Um, both teams, well, the Packers, they've been playing good. Like I say, the offense is explosive, when they clicking. When they ain't clicking, then, it's kind of like they just be throwing off altogether. But when the offense is clicking, it's on. They put up points, a lot of points. And then with the Eagles, they struggling. They just lost to the Seahawks on Monday. And I mean, like I said, a lot of people saying, should they bench Wentz for Hurts or whatnot? But it's kind of, on both ends. The offensive line is not really blocking like they normally do, and then Wentz, he's not doing his job when he has an open receiver. So it's gonna be interesting to see if they do start Hurts, in the game, or just pull Wentz early after starting them. Put in Hurts for the rest of the game. So it's gonna be interesting to see, man. But in this one, I'm gonna take the Packers. I think this gets more explosive on the offensive end. And like I say, with the Eagles, they're trying to figure out that quarterback position or what they should do. So I'm gonna take the Packers at least by 17. The next game we got the Patriots and the Chargers. Both teams been up and down, especially the Chargers. Most of the games that they lost by a touchdown or less, which is big. And when it comes to games like that, you gotta win those games. You can't lose because those will help you get to the playoffs when you win those games. But on the Patriots end, they kind of been mostly in most of their games as well. But I know one thing: Cam can't be having 84 yards passing and expect to win a lot of games. You can't do that. I know he's not. He's saying that he's not a man of accolades or whatever it may be, but hey, you the quarterback and you the leader, so you gotta get you gotta do your job. For the team to really win. You know what I'm saying? And then also, Belichick gotta open up the playbook. If he's not opening up the playbook, I feel like that's holding him back from what he can really do. But I expect it to be a close game. The Chargers at home, and they usually play real good at home. So let me see. Going back and forth, but I'm gonna take the Patriots for something. That Belichick's gonna have a game plan for Herbert, because Herbert been doing his thing this year. To me, I feel like he gonna be Rookie of the Year, but it ain't in the season yet, so we have to see. But yeah, I think Belichick gonna have a game plan for him. So I think the Patriots gonna win in a close one. I'm gonna say by a touchdown. And then we got the the Sunday night game, which I don't know why it's a Sunday night game. Broncos versus the Chiefs. We all know who basically gonna win this game. The Chiefs. Like I said, the Broncos, they probably still won't have a quarterback come Sunday night. So I just don't see them even just sticking with the Chiefs. So I'm gonna say the Chiefs by at least 21. The Monday night, yeah, we got two Monday night games this Monday coming up. We got the first one I think is gonna be Washington versus Washington football team versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. Of course, the Steelers just came out for win against the Ravens. Even though that offense did not look good at all, it wasn't as explosive as it usually be. But I mean, hey, it's against the Ravens. They always battle against the Ravens. It was always a battle when they play the Ravens. So I think the offense gonna be back right this week. And then with the Redskins that just came off a win against Dallas, really just demolished them. You know what I mean? And also, like I said, they fight for the good spot as well. But I just don't see them really beating the Steelers. So I think the Steelers gonna stay undefeated another week. And go pull this out by at least, I'm gonna say 17. Yeah, I'm gonna say 17. I think, the Redskins are gonna put up a fight, but they're just gonna have enough to really stop their offense. And then the second game, which is the Bills versus the 49ers. Now I expect this to be a good one because both teams are really fighting for a playoff spot, even though I think the Bills is in the division league. The 49ers fighting for a wild card, but they've been playing good. Like I said earlier, they beat the Rams last week, which I didn't even think they had a chance. So, in this one, I think I'm gonna take. I think I'm still take the Bills. I just feel like they getting back rolling again, and then even though I can't say the 49ers are starting to get their players back, they got Sherman back last week, Debo Samuel, and Mostert. I think Jimmy G may be back this game or the next game. So, but I just think the Bills will pull it out on this one. I'm saying the close game. I'm gonna say at least by a touchdown or a field goal. And then the last game, which is the Cowboys and the Ravens. It's kind of fun to have a game on a Tuesday night, but hey, that's what happens when situations like this with the COVID-19 cases. It's just flaring up. But with this one, I think I'm gonna take the Ravens because I just feel like they the better team and they need to bounce back when they desperate for a win because they've been losing like the last 2 or 3 weeks. So they gotta bounce back if they trying to get into the playoffs. You know what I mean? And I think Lamar Jackson should be back for them. If not, though, I still think they should win with RG3. And then with the Cowboys, they just don't have it at all. They don't. You know what I mean? Like I said, they fought against Minnesota, but really they should have lost that to Minnesota. Lost that game to Minnesota, but that's even here or there. But like I said, I'm gonna take the Ravens in this one. I think the Ravens win at least by 10. Next topic. We'll talk about the Russ Westbrook and John Wall trade. Most people saying who was the winner of the trade. To me, it's basically even. And then to say who really won the trade, it won't really know until the season start because what I mean, they both like even players. They both kind of mediocre at shooting. I mean, they got good mid range. You know what I mean? They both could play defense. Shooting wise, they a little mediocre, but I think so far as 3-point. But I think John Wall can make it a little bit more than Westbrook can. But I think so far as team wise, I feel like the better team probably would be Houston for the simple fact of what John Wall's skill set, along with Harden. And then they got Boogie Cousins at the center position. And then, like I said, they reunite John Wall and Marcus Cousins from their college days. So that's going to be chemistry right there. But the thing with that is John Wall will be willing to keep the ball out of his hands to give it to James Harden. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be, to me, that's going to be the conflict. But once again, like I said, it's going to be interesting to see how that works out. And then on the end with great fit because I mean he played for Scott Brooks back in OKC, and then he has a shooter that can score. As you can see last year, Bradley Beal scored 50 points back-to-back nights. So, you know what I mean? So he got another score, and then they kind of got a few good pieces, pieces that's on that team that they, you know what I mean, that can try to get a rhythm and get ready to, I mean, to make a big run to try to make the playoffs in the East. So, like I said, you can't really say who really won until the season start, but I feel like it was a fair trade, though. I mean, because then I know Westwood wanted to get out of Houston, which he tried to deny he didn't, but, everybody know it ain't gonna come out like that if it ain't true. But, yeah, so, I think, it's gonna be interesting, man. I mean, the season's starting in like 2 weeks, so, we'll go get to see, how it works out. Also with the NBA, a few other teams I just want to talk about. I feel like it's gonna be key to looking at this year. I think the Hawks is one of those teams. I mean, they made some enough trades to try to move around those young players or those players that really want benefiting the team. Like I said, we got Rondo, Gallinari, Bogdanovic. So just with them, Gallinari and Bogdanovic, we got two shooters to go with Trey. You know what I mean? And then we got the young draft pick. We're really both on. I think we did need that guard out of LSU to kind of bring up a mature young player onto the team. And then with the center, I don't know if he'll come out the bench or not, but from what I hear, he got a little mid-range to him. And then the good defender, and then get at the rim. So like I said, I think we gonna be, the Hawks gonna be pretty good this year. I feel like we should make the playoffs. I mean, if they being coached right, and they're not being coached right, and of course it's gonna be another long season. But hopefully they do, because I'm ready to see my boys back in the playoffs. And then another up-and-coming team I think is gonna be good this year. The Suns, of course. Like I said a few episodes ago, they got CP3, and I think he's gonna benefit with Devin Booker. Devin Booker, and then also the other young players that's on that team, and kind of get them right and give them that mindset that, hey, we can do this, get into the playoffs. Let's see, another team. Hornets, I don't really see, Melo really making an impact immediately, but I do think, he gonna make an impact. I would say the Pelicans. The Pelicans, I expect them to make the playoffs. But next year, if they don't make the playoffs, then somebody will have to get traded or moved around, because at the end of the day, like with the players they have, they got a good core. They just, like I said, they just gotta play hard and play consistent. Because I mean, Alonzo, he was played better last year, but he wasn't as consistent as he should have been. You know what I mean? But I think this year, he go bring it this year. I know he knows he got two other brothers that's in the league that that's gonna be trying to push him to keep it. Let's keep it going. And that's pretty much it. That's so far as teams I see that's up and coming. Because I mean, pretty much, I think it's gonna be the same so far as the playoff teams. I mean, the Nets probably go get in there again. Or if they didn't get in there this year, they definitely will be in it this upcoming season. But like I say, I mean, I'm gonna be tuned in, man. I don't know about y'all, but it's gonna be an interesting season, man, to see who can dethrone the Lakers this year. And our last topic, which is our top five, whole five, you know what I'm saying? Our top five session. This time, I think, this time we're doing, I'm gonna do my top five sports trades of all time, which I think was big or made an impact to teams or just sports in general. My first one was the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar to the Lakers. I feel like when the Milwaukee traded him to the Lakers, they missed their chances of really continue to get championships, because after they got that first one with him, I think it was like 2 seasons after that when they traded him. And when he went to the Lakers, they won 5 more. Lakers won 5 championships with him. So it's kind of like Milwaukee didn't even haven't been to a championship since then. So I feel like that was a big impact. You know what I mean? Because in the day they would have kept him, they probably would have won maybe 2 or 3 more championships with him, especially with Oscar Robertson at the point. You know what I mean? But yeah, that was, to me, that was a big trade. The second one, when Brett Favre was traded from my Falcons to to the Packers. I mean, that was big in itself for the simple fact um, Brett Favre had been to like 2 Super Bowls before we got to our first one. So just imagine if we kept him like we should have, we probably went to at least 3 or 4 with him at quarterback. You know what I mean? I just feel like that would have happened. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I mean, the coach we had didn't like him. I don't know why they drafted him. They didn't like him. You know what I'm saying? But it was just stupid all in general. But yeah, like I said, of course he went to the Packers. He led them to um, 2 Super Bowl appearances. He won one of them, and he went to and basically made the playoffs. I want to say almost every year during his tenure with the Packers. So yeah, that was a big one. 3, I'm gonna say Ken Griffey Jr. I'm gonna go to baseball. You know what I mean with this one. Ken Griffey Jr. to the Reds. When he started out with the Mariners with his dad or whatnot, and then I think he played there for like maybe 8 to 10 years. I might be wrong, but it was somewhere in that team. It was a long tenure with him before they traded him to the Reds in 2000. And once he got to the Reds in 2000, it's kind of like his career declined. You know what I mean? He wasn't really the same player no more. He kept getting injured, or he'll play half a season, then the rest of the season he'll get injured, be out for the rest of the season. You know what I mean? So I feel like that was big to his career. I think if he would have stayed in Seattle a little longer, his injuries and all that probably wouldn't have happened. You know what I mean? But you know, being away from Seattle, it kind of probably was messing with his mind during the season. You know what I mean? Anything like that. You know what I mean? So I think that was a big one as well. But then my 4th one, when Tony Gonzalez came to my Falcons back in '09. I think that was a big trade. I mean, nobody expected the Chiefs to trade their best player in history almost. You know what I mean? But they traded to my boys, and I think it was beneficial to maybe to both teams because I mean they ended up getting I think Kelsey, or if not right after that, probably a few years after that they got Travis Kelsey, which is still doing his thing. And then when Tony G came to the Falcons, it kind of helped us almost get over the top. We should have went over the top. We should have beat 49ers that year, but I don't know what happened. But he still did his thing. He came to us. It kind of kept us in contention, and that really became Matt Ryan's favorite target, especially in the underneath patterns. So you know what I mean. I feel like that was a good one. And then the last one, which was KG when he left the Timberwolves back in '07 and went to the Celtics. I feel like that was a big one because that the year he got traded to the Celtics, they won the finals that same exact year. And I'm like, wow, you know what I mean? Like that's crazy. You don't really see nothing like that. You know what I mean? But I think that was a good trade for him because he probably knew that he wasn't going to win one in Minnesota. They came close, you know what I mean? But of course, the Lakers was on that side, so they wasn't going to get there. So I mean, if he was to get a championship, he had to go to the East. But yeah, that was a good one as well. Like I said, he won the 2 finals in 3 years, but they only won one. But like I said, that was a good trade, man. But that's my top 5. Thank y'all for tuning in. Like I said, my big bro, my bro will be back, next week. You know what I'm saying? But if you haven't had the chance, or while you watching this, please subscribe. Or you haven't hit the subscribe button yet while watching this, please hit that subscribe button, share, comment, like, tell a friend, tell an auntie, a cousin, uncle, brother, dad, or whatever. You know what I mean? Please share it, man. Like I said, we're trying to make this a movement. The IG page still coming. I'll probably just make it this weekend. So if you see a follow request, please accept it because it's me. You know what I mean? Or it's us, I should say. And then I also make sure to leave my Cash App down below if you wanna donate to the movement. Cause like I said, that's what we're trying to do, man. We're trying to keep this going. But until next time, I'm out.